What's good, fight fans and hardcore casuals? It's your boy D Scott back again, hardcore casual MMA. First off, I wanna say I hope that everybody is okay and everybody is safe and sound throughout this winter storm we had in the US. It was nasty. Um, we survived it. Didn't have a lot of power outages, but it was supposed to be horrendous and terrible. So it kind of had me with a little bit of anxiety, but this card was able to, take some of that anxiety away, and I was able to take my mind off of it. So thank you, UFC. But anyways, we're gonna break down UFC 324, Paddy the Baddy versus Justin Gaethje. Um, the card started off on fire and then it hit a bit of a lull and a soft patch, but was thankfully saved by the main event and redeemed. Um, the Rose Namajunas versus Natalia Silva fight may have been a bit of a robbery. We're gonna talk about that, and I want to know you guys' opinion. And then Silva versus Arnold Allen, we had some bad cornering bites that kind of led to Arnold Allen maybe losing that fight. Anyways, and also Paddy Pimblett proved that Scousers don't get knocked out, mate. But a steel chin does not equal a win. Bars. Steel chin does not equal a win, but we're going to get into it. We're going to break it down, run through the prelims, and I'm going to get in depth with the main card. Let's get into it. Headliner of the prelims, we had Umar Nurmagomedov versus Davison the God of War Figueiredo. Pretty good fight. Little technical battle. Basically, Umar Nurmagomedov was a big favorite in this fight, and he definitely showed why with his striking. Davison Figueiredo just couldn't do anything. Umar was throwing up nasty kicks. I mean, they were coming fast, and he wasn't telegraphing them. It was hard for Davison Figueiredo to get anything going. He was just on his bike most of the time, trying to be patient and trying to find counters, but Umar was just too quick and then came in with his timely wrestling and, used his wrestling to further secure the rounds. Even though they probably wasn't close, Davison Figueiredo needed to make this fight ugly and nasty and turn it into a brawl. Excuse me, to give himself a chance, but he was unable to do that. And Umar rode this one off easily. And like um like Joe Rogan and Daniel Cormier was saying, like, it was a good performance, solid performance, but it still wasn't that spectacular performance, that knockout performance, the finish that we like to see to be able to, get him and talk to getting him another title shot. You know how that goes. It's a little bit of favoritism that goes on in the commentating in the UFC. You can kind of tell who um the UFC is pulling for and who they want to support and to win by the way they commentate in these fights. But we're not gonna get too political and too deep into that. Let's stick to UFC 324. First fight on the main card to open it up. Good brawl, a banger. We had Arnold Allen versus John Silva. Arnold Allen started off good. John Silva, he can be plotting at times. He think was a little bit more patient and reserved from what happened in his last fight against Diego Lopez. His last fight against Diego Lopez, him applying too much pressure got him caught and TKO. So he was a little bit more calculated, a little bit more reserved in that first round. And Allen, with his movement and his quickness in and out of the void, throwing it, popping that jab, coming over the top of Silva's right hand with a 1-2 down the middle, using his length and his height, he was looking great in that first round and had a masterful game plan. But in that second round, slowly but surely, Silva started finding Allen and throwing that big nasty hook to the body, catching him up top with the follow up overhand and straight. Um, he was starting to find his counters and find his ranges, started to walk Allen down a little bit. But Allen was still, getting damage and finding his shots as well. That second round could have gone either way. First round for sure was Allen's. The second round could have gone either way. They come out in the third round, and first of all, in between the second and third round, if I'm not mistaken, forgive me if I'm mistaken, but I believe Allen's corner told him that he was up 2-0, 2 rounds to 0. So, with that mentality, I can definitely see why the third round went the way it did. We came out in the third round, and Arnold Allen was being reserved. He was trying to stay on the outside. He was popping his jab, trying to catch Silva here and there. But Silva was countering and, making the fight nasty, throwing those nasty combinations, hitting Allen and creating more damage. Definitely Silva won the third round. So that means that Arnold Allen was not up 2-0 going into that third round. My opinion, it was probably 1-1. I did not see the judges' scorecards, but the third round was the decisive round. Allen came out in the round on cruise control as if all he had to do was not get knocked out. And yeah, he ended up losing the fight. Um Yeah, and that was a big fight for Arnold Allen. Could have potentially led to a title shot. John Silva, what's next for him? I think Silva needs one more for the title shot. Um, what probably um Yeah, maybe one more, or yeah, he needs one more because we got LaRon Murphy in the weights. They might do Silva and LaRon Murphy, and they fight the winner of Volkanovski and Lopez this upcoming week. Keep a lookout for my breakdown on that for sure. Um, but come on, guys, let's get to the next fight. I'm taking up too much time. Natalia Silva versus Rose Namajunas. Good fight. I absolutely am a big fan of Rose. I love her style, but one of the one of the issues I have with Rose is sometimes she does not create enough damage. She does not, attack enough and get on the gas enough and force the issue enough, to, you know, give good visuals. She has had some of the nastiest knockouts and TKOs in the sport, especially that head kick versus Wei Lee in their first fight. Nasty, like, so the UFC knows the potential she has, but she doesn't have them on her side because she consistently, just has these mid performances and never just, you know, puts herself at risk. Great defense, great movement. Like, I love all of it, but you gotta take risks and you gotta create damage. You gotta be entertaining. Like, when she had that TKO head knockout, Rose could do no wrong. Everyone loved her, but UFC fans are fickle. But anyways, that's my little rant for that fight. But um In my opinion, Rose got robbed. There was not a lot going on in the first and second round, but Rose landed more, I believe, landed more strikes by the cards and dealt more damage in those first two rounds. I believe it was pretty obvious to me. I do have to go back and watch this very closely a second time to see what is going what is going on in these fights. But yes, Natalia Silva won that third round. And this is what I say, like, even in a situation where you think that you're up two rounds, and I believe they gave it unanimous to Silva, if I'm not mistaken. Every judge, I have to go back and relook that. But even if you think you're up 2-0, you have to go into that third round with every intention of dominating, winning that round, or finding the finish. You just can't coast it out. You just can't play it cool. You have to put a stamp on the fight, essentially, and try to win that round because sometimes it just goes by whoever puts a stamp on the third round. If the two rounds, even though that fighter may have won them, but they're kind of boring, just because somebody put a stamp on that third round, I've seen that sometimes they get the win. But uh, Rose didn't get the win. Natalia Silva may be up next for the belt. She may have another fight, maybe her and Manon Fiorot, or she may go straight to the title since she'll be a fresh body and Valentina already beat Manon. All right, next up, Waldo Acosta Cortez versus Derrick Lewis. This fight went exactly how how I thought it would. Derek Lewis would come out there swinging big, trying to find Acosta, have no look because of Cortez's movement and how slick he is on the feet, and he does carry power as well. So Derek Lewis was timid. He was not just trying to go in there too reckless, but he was swinging for the fences. Got tired, got frustrated, and he went for a big overhand or something, and I believe Cortez donked him with a straight on the front of the head. Derek Lewis was slipping at the same time, went to his back and basically gave up right then and there. Went to his back and Acosta Cortez easily ground and pound to a TKO finish versus Derek Lewis. Um, in the heavyweight division, shit. Once they figure out whatever is gonna happen with Tom Aspinall and Cyril Gahn, I think Acosta Cortez probably should be next for a title fight. We'll see. They may give him another fight. It depends on how Tom Aspinall is coming along and said that he's still recovering. But anyways, let's get to the next fight. We got Sean O'Malley versus Song. Yeah, the Thong. Sugar Sean versus Song Yadong. And the Rainbow Kid does it again. Um, this is the thing. I think in that first round, the first couple rounds, Song Yadong kind of fought beautifully. He was patient, he was stinging O'Malley with those leg kicks. He probably won that first round. He was uh O'Malley was very timid at the end of the fight. O'Malley was saying that in his mind, he worked up that Song was, you know, faster than him or just as fast as him. So he was biting on a lot of Song's feints and he was very hesitant going in and out the void and didn't realize that he had the advantage. Once he realized it, halfway through the second round, Sean started to find him with that mean jab, that 1-2. Um, used that teep a lot, and that kind of got him in trouble. Song was catching it and putting him down, getting him to the mat. O'Malley was able to get back up, but I think it was 1-1 going into that third round, and Song Yadong went back to his usual self and got impatient, start telegraphing his punches, started swinging big, just going for the knockout, and O'Malley was able to easily see those strikes, evaded them, got off his own strikes, started tagging Yadong up, hit him with a nasty knee, caught him with a bunch of jabs, a bunch of straights, and just dominated that third round and put a statement on that performance. But yeah, O'Malley, what are we gonna do with him next? Him and Sanhagen? There's a lot of different fights to put together. But they love O'Malley. They might skip. I wouldn't be surprised the way things are going with the UFC, the way they're putting together fights now. I wouldn't be surprised if they skip the rematch with Marab and give the title shot straight to O'Malley, but I don't think he's ready. I don't the way Piotr Jan fights and the way he builds information from fight to fight. If you go from the first fight against him and Marab to how he fought Marab the second time, I think a second fight against Piotr Jan with O'Malley would be terrible because essentially Sean O'Malley's game is the same. There's not there's not much different. So, and if you recall, that was a close one. A lot of people think Piotr won that one against O'Malley. They think he got a gift. But anyways, yeah, we'll see. The main event of the evening, the highlight, Justin Gaethje versus Paddy Pimblett. Um, man, made the card very much worth it. Was the icing on top of the cake. The card started to get a little bland, and this one just reminded us why they made this the main event for the interim lightweight title. What a brawl. Yes, Scousers do not get knocked out. He proved that for sure. They do not get knocked out. He took everything just in case he had to throw at him along with the damn kitchen sink. It was it was crazy, but the story of this fight, guys, is if Justin Gaethje was forward on the front foot, having Paddy Pimblett against the cage, he had the advantage. Paddy could not keep him off of him. If Paddy Pimblett maintained control of the center of the cage, and used his leg kicks and started, so he needed to, yes, still use the leg kicks, but set them up more as the fight went on and just stop throwing them naked. At first, he was able to get away with it early in the fight, but later in the fight, Justin started catching him. But when Paddy maintained his ground, kept his distance, kept just in that kicking range, he had the best of him in the fight. But there was more of Justin Gaethje putting pressure on Paddy Pimblett, getting him up against the cage, hitting him with nasty shots, nasty hooks, almost putting Paddy out a few times, but he did not go anywhere. I have never seen anything like it. You talk about a steel chin, this guy has it. But like I said in my breakdown, guys, Paddy was not ready. I told you. But in the same vein, I'm gonna give Paddy credit. He is a good fighter. He is um ready for the top of the division, but he is not championship ready. He could not beat Ilya Taporia, which Justin Gaethje still probably can't beat Ilya Taporia, and they would probably struggle against Armin Saryukin. We'll say that Paddy Pimblett probably is right there on the level of Justin Gaethje. But next, in the lightweight division, where we gonna go with this one, guys? That it depends on when Taporia comes back. He called out. He talked junk to Paddy Pimblett. And left a little tweet for him on X. I forgot what all it said, but yeah, he called out Junk to Paddy, and was aiming, I guess, for him and Gaethje to fight at the White House. So if Ilya Taporia gets his divorce and his his personal life in order before then, I guess we'll see that. Or as Gaethje was talking about, the winner of Charles and Max, because he wants both of those fights back. Those are both losses that he suffered. Both losses that he suffered. And he wants to get that get back. But most definitely would love to see that, but we all know what's gonna happen in that fight with damn near anyone. The real fight to make it lightweight, if it was a meritocracy, would be Armin Saryukin and Ilya Taporia. But guys, let me know what you think about that main event. What do you guys have to say about Paddy now? Everybody said I was tripping. They said if Paddy wins this, you gotta give him his credit, but he didn't. But I'm still gonna give him credit. I'm not gonna, he did more than I thought he was, and he was a little bit better than I gave him credit for. But guys, let me know what you think about these fights. Give me your opinions. Leave them down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Hardcore Casual MMA. D Scott. Until next time, I'm out.